So I've been using a basic savings account for a while, and even though the rates weren't great, I figured that's just how it worked. But after seeing rates go up and realizing I could be earning a lot more with almost no extra effort, I started looking around, and that's how I ended up trying Raisin. What I found was actually a pretty simple way to get access to better savings options without having to bounce between different banks or deal with promo rates that drop off after a few months. So in this video, I'll cover how Raisin works, what I liked and didn't like, and who I think this platform is best suited for. Now, just to explain real quick what Raisin actually is, because it's not a bank and it does not work like one. It's really more of a savings marketplace. So instead of offering accounts directly, Raisin partners with a bunch of federally insured banks and credit unions and lets you access the rates they are offering. And what's great is you don't have to do the same application a dozen times. Sign up once, and from there, you can open high yield savings accounts, CDs, or no penalty CDs with any of their partners, all on the same dashboard. Every institution on the platform is either FDIC or NCUA insured, and Raisin itself never actually holds your money. It's just the layer that connects you to better savings options without the extra steps that usually come with chasing rates at different banks. So once you're signed up, you can see what rates are available, open new accounts, and move funds between different products. And even though you're working with different banks, it all stays tied to that one Raisin login. To fund an account, you just link your regular bank and transfer money in. It has to go through a custodian bank first, which in my case was First International Bank and Trust. And from there, it gets deposited into the savings type you picked. It's pretty straightforward, and once the transfer is done, you'll see your balance update on the dashboard. What's nice is you're not locked into one type of account. Like, let's say you open a CD, you can still add a high yield savings or no penalty CD later. I started with a 1-year CD, but a few months in, I saw a savings account with a better APY, so I added that too. No extra paperwork, just a few clicks. And when the CD matures, the money goes straight back into your linked bank account automatically. You don't have to think about it. There's also something called a cash account, which acts like a holding space between your external bank and any savings you open. It doesn't earn interest, but it makes it easier to move money around without having to withdraw and deposit every single time. Now, one of the best parts about Raisin is that it's completely free to use. There's no setup fee, no monthly fee, and usually you can get started with a single $1. Plus, you don't have to keep a certain amount in there to get the rate, and it doesn't change after you sign up. They make their money from the banks listing on the platform, not from users. I've opened a few accounts now, and each one's just worked exactly as it said it would. What's so nice is how easy it's been to stay organized. When tax season comes around, all my interest totals and forms were right there in the dashboard. Even with multiple accounts, it didn't turn into a pile of emails and downloads. It was already just done. And that cash account I mentioned earlier, well, it doesn't earn interest, but it has been so useful when moving funds around. I had a CD maturing and wanted to shift it into a savings account with a better rate, and transferring it was easy. I didn't have to pull money all the way out just to put money all the way back in. Plus, there's no credit check when you sign up. And even though Raisin's not a bank, they're SOC 2 certified, so your data is handled with the same kind of security you'd expect from one. The only real trade-off here is that you're choosing from their partner banks. So while the rates are solid, you're not going to always see the best offers from literally every single bank on the market. And if you got any issues, they handle support by email. And it's not instant, but I have gotten helpful replies within a day or two from when I've needed it. And if you're planning on checking out Raisin, I'll leave a link in the description below. And a lot of the time, there are some better rates or offers there than what you'd find by going straight through their website. Now, if you've been looking at savings options lately, you've probably come across SoFi as well. And while they both offer competitive rates, the way they work is totally different. Raisin gives you access to savings products from multiple banks through one platform. You're not switching over your checking account or setting up a whole new system. You're just picking the rate you like and letting your savings sit there. With SoFi, you're getting a full banking setup: spending, saving, investing, borrowing. Now, I've used both, and with SoFi, it's definitely more of that all-in-one experience. You can do early direct deposit, get cash back, and they've got a pretty solid app. But when it comes to the savings rate, there are usually some conditions, like needing to set up direct deposit or hit a certain balance to unlock the full APY. Raisin doesn't do any of that. The rate you see is the rate you get, and it doesn't depend on how you use the account. You're also not limited to one bank. You can spread your savings out across different institutions. So if you're looking for a place to handle all your money, SoFi probably makes better sense. But if your main goal is just to get a better return on your savings without moving everything else around, Raisin is way simpler. So hopefully this gave you a clear look at how Raisin can help you manage your savings. And from my experience, if your goal is to earn more without making things complicated, no extra apps, no switching banks, Raisin really does deliver. It's simple, it works, and it's probably the easiest way I've found to lock in good rates and keep everything in one place. And if you do decide to check out Raisin, there's a link in the description. We can almost always get you some special offers there that you would not see if you went through their main website. Also, if you're interested in working with us or sponsoring a future video, just reach out using the email in the description below. If you found this helpful, a thumbs up is always appreciated. It really does help support the channel. And if you got any questions or you want to share your own experience with Raisin or any other savings platforms, feel free to drop those down below. I try to get back to as many as I can. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.